Good morning, everyone. It's a wonderful Wednesday morning here. I'm broadcasting here from the booth here, speaker booth at the headquarters of our executive director, and where Society of Nonprofit Board Directors is also working out of here in Gatineau, Quebec. My name is Mark Buzan. As you see from the little banner here, I am the host of the upcoming Nonprofit Board Summit. It's the founding conference for the Society of Nonprofit Board Directors. What we hope is going to be the preeminent organization and professional association for people who serve on the boards of nonprofits and associations. Today, I want to talk to you a bit about a snippet of whether you've registered for this conference. Thank you if you have, nonprofitboardsummit.org. You see that below. Who the speakers are and some of the faculty are as well. And if you haven't already registered, then the time to do that really is now, because it's coming up on us. So let me give you a bit of a snippet then, a little bit about how and you might be able to take part in this. If you got any comments or on Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, leave a comment, say your thank yous, etc. Love to have your thoughts on this. So our first speaker that I want to highlight, she's one of the visionaries. She signed up. She was the first one that we got on board with this, and she's amazing. Her name is Sabrina Walker Hernandez. Okay, Sabrina comes from and is a former executive director herself, but she counsels and boards. She's a board director herself, and is with an organization called Supporting World Hope. I mean, what can you say about a great organization name just in that in itself? She's going to be talking a little bit about the issues about board personalities and how to manage difficult situations like this on the Sunday, the last day of our event as well. Our second speaker I want to highlight as well is no other than Mr. Mark Feister, the board architect, as he calls himself. Now, Mark is going to be talking about, on the first day of our conference, a lot of the critical issues as it relates along the lines of, how to structure your board and how do you think about these things so that you're well equipped to handle the challenges in and around all the aspects of governance and what strategy means and the like. Okay. Our next speaker I want to highlight is Mary Highland. Now, Mary has got an amazing podcast as well for the nonprofit world. I'm actually going to be on her podcast later this week, so check it out if you're already aware of it there. Mary's going to be joining us on the Sunday morning as well, talking about her aspects and her experiences about what makes for great board structures as well. Our third speaker, and he's already been highlighted like this, I'm really excited to be working with this, no other than Kent Strohman. Now, Kent is the author of books on the whole aspects of boards and how that relates, particularly their role in terms of fundraising. But he's going to be talking with us today on day 2, largely, on all aspects, again, of what makes for a strong board. You want the details of our program and the breakdown of all this, further where the speakers are going to be laying out, that's going to be forthcoming. We're working on doing the last minute amendments to that. But the program, nonetheless, can be found, again, at nonprofitboardsummit.org. All right? So do check that out. Thanks, everyone who's joining us on the live stream. I believe there's some instructions that are left down if you want to leave comments to be able to participate. You need to join us in and give permission to StreamYard for that, where we're there. Our fourth speaker that I want to highlight, and I'm really excited about this, is no other than Sherry Cheney-Jones. Now, Sherry is an expert all in the field of understanding data and strategy. And she's going to be talking a little bit about how, if maybe your board has that tendency to sometimes get sucked down into the weeds or down a little bit of the operational stuff, how you can keep that conversation up and knock it up a notch very much towards another level, and talking about strategy so that your board meetings are actually something that you look forward to. I like to say that most people join boards because they have a passion for advancing things, adding their thoughts into strategy and the like. Yeah, exactly. Ken, thank you. He's just joined on us. He says won't be long and he'll be joining us. So thank you very much about that. So, and thank you, Clinton, very much. So this is a really great event that's going to be happening. Now, our fifth speaker is going to be giving a really unique case study It's Bob Kovacevic, okay, from Avatar Way. He's going to be joining us. He's a unique consultant that's coming in from Florida, who's going to be talking about giving in a case study of how he was able to attract unique people onto the board, because there's three elements that you really want to have on your nonprofit board. It's first and foremost, one, hey, John, good to have you there, is you need to have people who've got time, talent, and treasure. And if you're a charitable organization, the treasure aspect is always going to be really that critical element, isn't it? Getting the people who've got the contacts of this. Convincing those people that want to join onto your board, a lot of people make the mistake of making the big ask, and it's just too much. It's off-putting for them like this. Bob came up with a really unique strategy called the Ambassador Program. I don't want to preempt his talk too much on, I believe it's on Sunday that he's speaking there. But you really want to tune in onto that and the case study that he used, particularly for PBS, the Public Broadcasting Service as well. There. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is, this is fantastic. David Doughty. Now, David's going to be joining us in from the United Kingdom. This gives it I've got other international speakers here, but this gives you an indication that we've got an international audience for this conference as well. David's going to be joining us on the very first day. He's going to be talking a lot about board dynamics and structure of this as well, and his experience and bringing it as well from the other side of the pond as well. Because, one thing I've learned, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Boards, nonprofits, they face a lot of the same darn challenges, a lot about as well here as well. So the next speaker, this is a longtime personal contact and friend of mine, Jane Garson. It's going to be my pleasure to introduce you to her. Jane is going to teach you and run through the aspects of how you can better structure your board meetings so that people actually look forward to going to them. Too often enough, these boards are set up to be, the committee reports, or I did this, or she did this. It's Boringville. She's going to tell you a little bit about how to structure those meetings. And then followed up by her, we've got Alice Cochran. Now, Alice is going to be really interesting. She wrote an interesting book called not Robert's Rules of Order, but Roberta's Rules of Order. It's a bit of her different take about how you can enter some structure into board meetings so that you're following the rules, you're moving things forward, you're documenting things correctly, but you're not creating Congress or a parliamentary system like this. So it's just sometimes too much that bogs down to discussion and strategy that happens too much often in voluntary organizations. Our next and last speaker that I want to highlight before I get to our keynote is no less than Julie Garland McClellan. Now, Julie is our other international guest. She's joining us in from no other than Australia as well. So she's going to be talking to us as well on a number of really critical issues. I believe it's on the Saturday. Don't quote me on this like this. I've got a lot of speakers in like this that you will not want to miss. Now, Julie is widely recognized in Australia and in other parts of the world as an expert in the field of governance, and you definitely want to be in on her session. The last person I want to mention, and if anything you get out of this, the why you want to attend, is our keynote speaker, Margie Warren. Now, Margie is internationally renowned. She's Australian as well, lives in Washington, D.C. region nowadays as well. But she is going to be speaking from the heart about the value of leading with courage. And why this? Why is this important? The reason why this is important is because, well, folks, I get it. As a volunteer leader, sometimes it's challenging or it's difficult to want to challenge or push people to do something, or to get them to do that, or as some board directors confide in me, I want to push the needle along without ostracizing people. How do I do that? Maybe I should just back off. It's a lot easier to do this. Well, no, Margie's going to give you that oomph of courage, frankly, and inspire you to why you should be leading with courage, and why it's okay to step out in front and really give you that. I really hope and really believe that extra little oomph to be able to show you as to how you can make an impact in this world. Folks, that's the lineup of our speakers. We've got so many, frankly, things that we're offering about over and beyond that. Great content, great speakers, networking opportunities on our new platform. Can't wait to talk to you about that. We're going to be using the platform airmeet.com, which really opens things up. We really hope to see you out there. Please go to, if you are a nonprofit board director, go to nonprofitboardsummit.org. Register now. It's only $47 for the whole weekend. You can upgrade to get the recordings at just $197. And also, if you are an executive director, you can go to nonprofitboardsummit.org/EDS. It says it right here in the ticker tape there. Nonprofitboardsummit.org/EDS, where you can learn about why it's advantageous for you to get your board to go there, but also, more importantly, can benefit from some group discounts for all of your board as well. Thanks for joining me, folks. I really appreciate your time. Please get the word out, register. We look forward to seeing you there. Thanks so much.